All right, who's excited? This is my first Loom. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to show you what's up on KDP. That's what I'm here for right now. I'm kind of one of those entrepreneurial, I'm going to do all the things kind of a person. And something that I've learned is that publishing is something I'm really interested in, and it's hard. Um, basically. I'll do a little disclaimer. Where am I coming from? I'm coming from a self-publisher who used CreateSpace in the past. Represent anybody else here familiar with CreateSpace? It took me about 30 drafts to publish my first one, and that was maybe 10 years ago. About 5 years into all of that, KDP bought CreateSpace, and they kind of made it like this easy merger. But I was skeptical. I was like, I don't want Amazon to own my work. I don't want AI to have access to what I personally created. But that's probably what happened. I went into my KDP and I was like, hey, uh, I've grown as a writer, I've grown as a poet. I don't really like my old stuff. I want to unpublish it. And they're like, well, you can take it down, but you can't really unpublish it because once it's published, it's published. And a lot of people who are talking about, digital marketing right now say that's a good thing that once it's published, it's published. But for me, as an artist, I felt really vulnerable about that. I didn't really like the idea that once it's published, it's published. I wanted more ownership over my material. But at this point, what I'm deciding is that I'm going to deal with it. I'm just going to deal with it because this is the most accessible platform. Everybody goes here to KDP, to Amazon, and I'm just deciding that it's up to me to make sure that I like my work. So the way that I'm meeting myself in the middle here is like feeling really confident about the work that I've created, understanding that there is no such thing as unpublishing. You can only just put it in draft mode so that it's not visible anymore. I'm not sure how real that is because I have a feeling like Amazon still has you know access at least to my old stuff. And so be it. I have to assume that writers and creatives that were protected by copyright law and things like that. So I'm moving forward with KDP, and creating new ISBNs was the other thing. I've done some research on the ISBNs. Feel free to look into that. ISBN is, international bookseller number. My identifiers is the monopoly in America who owns Bowker, they call it. They own the ISBN service where you can buy them yourself. And yeah, I really did want to do that. I wanted to buy them myself, and then you can go tell Amazon what your ISBN is because you will show up as the publisher. But heck, we're starving artists out here. We don't got money for that right now. So we're going to use the KDP ISBN because it's free. Another alternative is Ingram Spark. Considered this as well because you can self-publish with them. Looks like they got kind of a low rating right here. That's interesting. But basically, with Ingram Spark, you can also purchase your own ISBN because what you're trying to do is say that you're the publisher. But you gotta pay money for that. And like I said, I'm not trying to do that right now at this point. The drawback is that, yeah, you're not going to be listed as the publisher. KDP is going to be listed, or with Ingram Spark, they call it something else like Indie Pub or something like that. So that's the biggest drawback, is you are not listed as the publisher. You can still say you are self-published because you published it yourself, but you're actually using, these other platforms, technical ISBN. Like you're using them to give you an ISBN. So you don't, in my opinion, you don't really have full ownership. I don't really love this. It's not my favorite. But I understand that for where I'm at, for where a lot of people are at, we're just going to do this. We're just going to use this platform because it lets us share our work. It's accessible around the world. Hopefully, it's definitely accessible within whatever country you're in. And you can sell for whatever price you're at. And working on digital products, for me, I'm trying to make my poetry be available as ebooks. That's what this is all about. Kindle's all about the ebook. Nice and simple. Next thing I'm gonna do is show you how I put together these books.